Have you ever woken up drunk on a beach, not knowing where you are? Well, Deathloop is for you.
I definitely have. And when the star of the game woke up, I was like,
Colt.
damn, that is a man after my own heart. So we're looking at Deathloop today. We're going to walk through it. We know it's not a brand new game, but it is new to Game Pass. And so on PC, we both went through and played, and we'll tell you about it.
So Deathloop is a first-person shooter. That's the easiest way to explain it. That's pretty much all it is. First-person shooter. It really doesn't try to do anything else. It doesn't have skill trees. It doesn't try. It's not like Borderlands where it mix and matches RPG elements and first-person shooter. It's just 100% first-person shooter.
Yes. I would say that it is the exact opposite of like a Borderlands.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a million guns or a billion guns.
No, there's I think 7 or 8.
Yeah.
There's not a lot. And I only use one.
Right. Same.
So
Same.
the Limp 10
Yeah.
silenced.
Yeah. Well, and in fact, you really don't need anything else.
No, not really, because you only get 3 slots,
Yeah.
and you're gonna pick up at least 2 to 3 more weapons on the way of epic or legendary quality at some point anyway. So I always start the day or the location with just the one weapon. How would you stylize Deathloop as far as graphics?
That's a tough one for me. I've been thinking about this since yesterday, actually. I want to say it's like a stylized realism, but
Yeah.
because it does in points look real, but then in other points, and it may be just because of the story and the background behind the story of why
Yeah.
things don't sometimes look real. But then you also get like the old rusted out,
Yeah.
and then you get the new, very graphically colorful and things like that as well. So it kind of blends together. But I would say graphically as a whole, I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed the look of it.
Yeah, I would agree. It just looks like a modern game. I don't really know how to explain it other than it looks very modern. It's not like a Borderlands, or it's not like a Modern Warfare. It's got its own kind of style.
But very good graphics.
Yeah.
I would say very good graphics.
I would say very good. Yeah.
I was really impressed with some of the artwork and paintings and, like the buildings.
Yeah.
Some of it was a little weird for me. Like there was one red building and I don't know why it was red, or it was half red. Maybe I didn't stop to look at it enough, but there was a little weird stuff in there. But still, overall, the graphics on my graphics card looked phenomenal. So
Yeah. So what about the sound? The voice acting? I thought the protagonist, Colt, he was very good.
it was my favorite part of the game.
It was hilarious.
I loved the back and forth
Yes, the
between
one-liners.
So, Wendy wants a door, Alexis wants a Wengie. I want to party with them both, violently. And Two-Bit wants to help me, obviously. Put them all together, boom! Murder casserole.
protagonist and the antagonist. That was very good.
Whatever I did to piss you off, I'm sorry. Still there?
You never said that before.
We dated, didn't we?
Just go inside the library.
You could tell they definitely from the start had a past.
Yeah.
So it was very funny. I thought the music. I actually went back and played it because for some reason when I play games I don't realize that there's music going on.
Oh, okay.
So actually just this morning I played about a half an hour just to listen to the ambiance and the music.
Yeah.
And I was surprised because there was some dramatic music that goes on.
Yeah.
The only time I had noticed music in the game is when you started fighting, when you got noticed.
Yes.
And then it jumps into that dun dun dun
Yeah,
dun, 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 dun.
the 60s kind of
Yes.
vibe, yeah.
Yes.
And then once it goes away, it ends with a flare, and then it quiets down a bit.
Yes.
So if you're being followed or tracked or
Yes.
whatever.
But yeah, the score in the background, even when you're sneaking around, is pretty good. Especially, I think, and don't quote me on this, but when you get close to one of the main people that you're looking for, it turns on like a music ambiance.
Yes. The one thing that I did realize when they did the cutscenes, they were, I don't know, kind of stop motion I don't know how to drawings or something. Where it was like a mute tones, like oranges and beiges and grays, and it was very stylized for, I guess, the year that the game is based in, which I believe is the 60s, is the kind of vibe they were going for. And that's the cutscenes were kind of based off of that. They weren't like full motion video cutscenes. They were just kind of like a comic strip almost.
Yes. I was trying to think of a way to explain it. And nothing was coming to mind.
No, it's very different.
So as we said at the start, it is an FPS game. There is story behind it, though, so it's not just like you're going out and killing things for no reason. But the gameplay itself, I thought, was pretty simplistic. We had just talked about this, but neither one of us used more than one gun.
No.
And the way that I did it, we didn't necessarily talk about it, but I would just sneak around and headshot people. And
pretty
really
much
never get seen. When I first started playing, I was like, oh, look at these turrets. That's cool. I'm going to pick these up and carry them around and put them down. And then I figured out, hell, I don't need to do that.
No. You don't even really need to sneak. I mean, as long as you don't get seen and you just headshot everybody, that's pretty much all there is to it.
Yeah.
And the sniper rifle that's in the game is very loud, so as soon as you shoot it, it alerts everybody around you, which is why we both use the quiet version of the Limp 10. Now, there is a nail gun that is available that is quiet, but I don't think it's as accurate.
Yes, it's not as accurate, it's not as powerful.
And it doesn't have as much, I think it has 15 shots or 30 shots or something before it runs out, so it's like maybe half or a third as many bullets as the Limp 10 has.
Yeah, I was basically sniping with the silenced SMG.
Yes.
And that's really all I would have needed for the whole game.
Yeah. I think I used a grenade like once.
Yeah, just to try it out.
Just to try. So your grenade, you have 3 versions of it. You can just turn it into a normal grenade. You can turn it into a proximity grenade, or a timed, and that's pretty much it. That's your grenade. And then I don't think I think you get 3 or 4 uses out of it per cycle. And
3,
then
I think. Yeah.
And then that's it.
But yeah, and it seemed like they were really going for, hey, play this your way, be sneak. Yeah. Set up, because when they explain the grenade, they're like, oh, set a trap and lure people into it, and I'm like, okay, that sounds really cool. And then you get out there and you're like, I don't need to do any of that.
Yeah, I don't need to do it.
Maybe that would be cool once or twice, but there's no actual reason to do it.
Right. One of the things that I didn't like about the game is the fact that there aren't very many weapons. And you pretty much get the same weapons over and over when you kill the I think Julianne is her name, or Julia, or the antagonist. Whenever you take her out, you basically get the same weapon every time. Yeah. Depending on what cycle, the day-night cycle, and the location that you go to, depends on the weapon that you get.
Yeah.
And it's just the same. So if you get that one weapon, that's it. I mean, you don't have to continue to get that weapon over and over. Right. You can improve it. I mean, you can put trinkets in it, but that's going to be about it.
Yeah. So the way that the story, I guess loop goes, is you get 4 chances to go into areas per day, and then the day starts over.
Yes.
So basically what you have to do is collect enough, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the purple shiny stuff.
Yeah.
And then when your day ends...
Residium or something like that, yeah.
You can infuse your weapon trinkets, personal trinkets, and the magic stuff.
Yeah.
To keep them for the next day. If you don't infuse them, you lose that stuff when the day starts over. It's called Deathloop. Basically, you die each day and restart back on the beach. So to keep those weapons, you have to infuse them. Yep. But once you've done that, how many times can you really go back and get the same weapon? Because basically then you're just destroying it at the end of the day for the more magic stuff.
Yeah, which you don't need. I mean, I end up at the end of the day with 80,000 Residium, and I don't ever use it because I have, the 1 or 2 weapons that I need, and that's pretty much it. And I only use the invisible and then the teleport, and that's it. Those are the only 2 powers that I use.
I don't use any. Not a one.
I like the teleport because it makes you go faster.
Yeah.
And you can, because the teleport, you can upgrade your abilities, I guess is what they're called. They just go on your hand. And I use the teleport that allows you to hover when you jump, and then it goes longer. So I can get from rooftop to rooftop easier.
Gotcha.
But other than that, there's really not much going on for it as far as,
So I guess we
variables.
kind of blended into story there.
Yeah.
With the whole day cycle loop. But as far as story goes, I don't know that I was super impressed with it, but again, the banter was funny enough. The talking made it more interesting than the story itself, I thought. Again, not bad, but
the concept is interesting because essentially you have 4 cycles. There's morning, afternoon, late afternoon, and night. And then you have 4 locations. So you have a total of 16 places to go depending on the time of day and the location you go, because each location changes based off of the time of day.
Yes, different. You can't do certain things in one part at like, say like noon, or you have to go to this other part at noon to get this thing done.
Yes.
That kind of thing. Yep. And so basically the story is you wake up on a beach, you don't know what your name is, you don't know what you're doing, and then you slowly find out that the day starts over every time you die, and you're stuck in a death loop, and you basically end up trying to break that loop. Or you can play as the other character online and try to preserve the loop by killing other people as the antagonist, trying to kill the protagonist in theirs, if they haven't opened a multiplayer.
And that is the only multiplayer option that I'm aware of, is you play as the villain, I guess, and then you can go into other people's games and stop them from breaking the loop. Yeah. That's about it.
Mm-hmm. And basically that just ruins their day and starts it over.
Yeah.
So that's the story in a nutshell. We won't give anything else away in case you want to play it yourself.
So as far as recommendations go, I would say that if you have Game Pass, absolutely play this game. Even if you don't have Game Pass, if you can get this game on sale on Steam or Epic, I would say go ahead and get it. It's a very fun game. You're going to get at least probably 10, maybe 20 hours of gameplay out of it. The replayability is only going to be online if you're playing as the antagonist and going into other people's games. But if you like first-person shooters, this is a pretty good game.
I would agree. I think if you've never heard of this game, like I hadn't, it definitely, it almost seems like they were trying to start I don't know, what would you call it, like a franchise with it. And I'm good with that because I liked the characters enough that I would play something else that they were in if it had the same voice actors and the same type of writing and style. But as far as this game goes, you're right. The replayability is not going to be there, but definitely a sale game that you're in between stuff and want to get into it. I could definitely see playing through this at least once.
Yeah. And on that note, we'll see you next week.
Thanks.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.
Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload new videos.